If you're ever working on an electronics project and you find yourself needing to detect a shock or a physical impact of some kind, you have a few different options, and I want to just compare, I suppose, some of what's out there. The simplest and cheapest is called a tilt switch, and it's just a ball inside of a metal canister, and when you tap it, you can feel and hear the spring inside, and you can buy them with varying sensitivities. Some have a stronger spring, and that changes how much of an impact it requires to make the little ball inside touch contact with the metal canister. And there's just two pins. It's basically a switch, completely mechanical. So that's a good enough explanation of that one. The other option would be to use an accelerometer. Now, modern accelerometers give you more than just acceleration, raw data. Some of them will have tap detect features. So I'm going to come over to, just as an example, the data sheet of the BMA 280 Bosch accelerometer. And this one detects taps by watching for first a positive slope of acceleration, meaning your object is moving forward on one axis, and then all of a sudden it switches direction, and so that's sort of what a tap is a quick jerk in one direction and then accelerating in the other. Now this is actually slope, which is the change in acceleration, but you get the idea. It can detect a single or a double tap. Now the advantage of a digital tap sensing method is that you can change the sensitivity in the programming. If you want to change the sensitivity here with a tilt switch, obviously you have to buy one with a different spring. Of course, you're going to have a little bit of delay in the processing time, and if you're doing something that requires extreme precision and timing, you need to know exactly when the hit happened. The mechanical option will give you can hook it directly up to an interrupt pin on your processor or something, and whereas on this one you can still hook up an interrupt, but it takes some time on the accelerometer chip to calculate and determine that the acceleration or that a tap has happened. And then you may even have to do some initial serial communication to figure out the cause of the interrupt. There's just more involved, of course, here. And so the final perhaps a comparison is price. You're never going to find an accelerometer cheaper than, accelerometers are fairly cheap these days, but you just can't beat the price of ball inside of a metal canister. So I hope that this comparison gives you some insight and maybe just some help in deciding which one to go with for your project. Maybe it's simply just something interesting. Thank you for watching.